Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am heading down to the south coast to see my good friend Chris, aka Baron Von Grumble. I'm checking out his new venture, his new business, a place called Pitbox, and I'm hoping that whilst I'm down there he's going to jump on my F900 GS and give it an honest Chris review. See, this is the problem with keyless keys.
I know. It had a perfectly good hole.
Yep.
Like right there.
Yep.
And I had to change the battery on mine after 2 years.
Have you seen these key rings? They're pretty cool, look.
That is...
Jizz machine.
Who's got the keys to the jizz machine?
I'm going to switch these cameras off because the first hour and a half is basically motorway and laborious dual carriageway. But once we get closer to Chris, I'll turn them back on again because the roads get a little bit more exciting. Cruise control engaged, sit back and relax. Right then guys, you now join me riding along the beautiful A272. Brings back lots of memories, this road. More recently because it's my route down to Goodwood and predominantly the Festival of Speed or a track day at the circuit. But in the early years, 25 odd years ago, I used to bring my cars down here for a Sunday morning drive. Currently saying 29 degrees, although a little bit earlier I saw 32 degrees on the motorway, and that feels like about 40 degrees sometimes on the bike. We've been going for just over an hour and a half. We've got about 15 minutes to go. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update as we catch this slow moving tractor. I had to stop for fuel. I do quite enjoy playing fuel roulette, and I haven't ever run this bike completely down showing 0. I think it was indicating 8 miles left in the tank when I pulled in. But I'd love to know how many miles you can achieve when this gets to 0. So anyone that has an F900 GS or any modern BMW motorbike, if you could let me know in the comments below, that would be great. But talking of that, this bike has definitely got more efficient since I put the Arrow link pipe on. I filled up about 20 miles ago and the bike's still telling me that I have 202 miles of range, which is really impressive. I've never seen more than about 180 indicated, and in fact when I filled up it was saying 213, 214. I'm actually averaging, or I've averaged on this ride so far, 62.7. Something else I'm really impressed with, and I forgot to talk about earlier on, is my wonderful Sena 60S. This wonderful comm system is plumbed into my helmet. I think I've got the universal kit, so it essentially is designed to fit the majority of helmets, but they also do have some unique kits that fit specific helmets. I've got Harman Kardon speakers next to my ears and a microphone in here next to the microphone that you're listening to me on, so I've got 2 microphones stuffed in here. It allows me to make phone calls, listen to music and podcasts, and don't worry, I do that responsibly. When you're on a motorway for an hour and a half like I've just been, it's really nice to just listen to a relaxing podcast. It doesn't take your mind off the road ahead, just like when you're in a car. It also allows me to communicate with other riders that have got either Senas or other communication devices on their motorbike helmets. I actually made a long phone call to my good friend Patrick the other day, about 45 minutes, which was great because I was out on the bike and it was almost like a meeting we're having. I've never done that before on a bike, but it was lovely because I felt like I was really clear-headed, if that makes sense. And he said that the quality of it was equal to some of the modern cars, press cars, that I get to drive around in, which is about the biggest compliment you can give. And that was whilst I was on A roads doing 60, even motorways doing 70 miles an hour. They also sent me a helmet for Lou that we will be testing out hopefully before the summer disappears. I'm looking forward to living with this and testing it out over the next 6 months, year, and I will update you along the way. But if you're thinking about buying one, Well, this 60S does an exceptionally good job, and you can color code it to your helmet, as I've done. Well, that can only mean one thing. I am down here at Pitbox with my good friend Chris. How's it going, buddy?
Good friend. Pretend I'll do a camera shake.
There you go, we can do a real one. Look at that.
Oh, look at that, lovely, yeah.
Thanks for inviting me down, mate.
That's right.
I must admit, I have been like a kid in the sweet shop for the last 20 minutes off camera, just having a good look around. Lots and lots of amazing bikes and one absolutely incredible machine that you're holding on
Yeah,
there.
well, I was on the launch of this. Do you know that? Hang on, you bought one and you didn't watch my
I did watch your
launch
video, of
review
course I
video.
did.
I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited a bit later on. I want you to jump on and give my audience your honest opinion on it a year down the track or whatever it's been since it came out, 2 years probably now. But what I wanted to do is have a quick look around at some of the bikes that you have down here, some of which are yours or 44 Teeth's and some of which are customers, because this is Pitbox. Can we explain what Pitbox is?
We can, yeah. So it was kind of born out of, I took on this unit because we got so much stuff to shoot, and it was like, I need a big warehouse, I want to get a podcast studio in here, build all that, which is coming, shoot all the bikes for our channel, all that sort of stuff, but it's pretty expensive. So then I was kind of like, well, maybe we could get a couple of subscribers' bikes in here, help pay the bills. It's almost like the concept was almost like a car park, basically. And then it's grown from there. And actually, I think kind of semi-accidentally stumbled across a service which not a lot of people know they want, which is, look, first world problems. You got a lot of bikes like hanging around, and you kind of like, oh God, that needs looking after. I don't want it being in the shed and over winter and all that sort of stuff. So it's actually a super valuable service to offer people, and it's going really well. So yeah, fingers crossed it expands, and then it'd be nice to have a pit box. Like, we're quite near London here, so we got a lot of people who can't even insure their bikes because of thuggery and all of that disaster that happens in London. So it's nice to be able to come to have access in the South Downs as well, where we are near Goodwood, nice roads. But it'd be great. I'd love to see it moving forward to other cities around. So everyone should have access to a pit box. Like, leave your helmet, leathers here, come down, have a coffee, and go for a ride and enjoy yourself. So.
And if they're lucky, maybe meet you if you're down here.
Or unlucky.
Or unlucky, depending on which way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the nicest in real life.
Should we start with this beautiful Yamaha GYTR special?
Yeah, so this is, we did a feature on this. It was called Road Bike to Race Bike on the 44 Teeth channel, where we bought a bog stock R1, this is a 2023, and went to town with all the GYTR parts and monitored it tested them to some degree with lap times on a circuit. The thing is, and I'm sure you're used to this being a YouTuber and comments, if you're going to test a difference in brake pads, for example, which we did, we put upgraded brake pads. In order to test it fully, you then need consistent weather, consistent tires, brand new set tires. So you've got to take all the stuff on the internet with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because you can't, it's so difficult to test.
Well, if you want to see some videos of that bike, of Chris riding it very fast, and I think he crashed it once.
I mean, it fell over when I was riding it. I wouldn't say crash.
Check out their 44 Teeth channel. I'm sure if you're watching mine, you'll know all about 44 Teeth. Wait a second, that's another Yamaha.
Yeah, this is my R1 SP. This is a super rare R1. This was the last. Most manufacturers do this when they're sort of trying to sell bikes. In the end, they end up sort of doing a super version to get rid of the bits and bobs. It was struggling in BSB, and they're like, do you know what? We're going to sell a bike with factory Öhlins, Marcasinis, and I think only 50 of these came into the UK. There's 500 in Europe. This is number 477. And it's a pretty rare thing. There's not much engine internal, if anything. I think some people say there's a slipper clutch difference, but it's actually a super rare bike.
Beautiful looking bike.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look nearly 20 years old.
No.
It doesn't look night and day different to the bike we just looked at.
No. I mean, this one's got a bit of get your rat out tat on it.
Yes.
Which needs to be removed. When I did buy it, the previous owner has got all the original bits.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like, finding a pin and a bolt, because that isn't normally gold.
Okay. See, I looked at that and went, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not a fancy Ducati or anything, but honestly, I find this very arousing for some reason.
Nice. Well, I hope that my audience do as well. Let's now wander on down to that absolute beauty that's sticking out, and that is, again, if you haven't watched it already, go over and watch it. This year's budget bike battle, winning bike. Well, according to Chris, it's the winning bike.
It is the winner.
It's the winning, yes.
It is the winner. I don't think you can argue with it. Yeah, I mean, this was, if you've not seen the videos, this was ridden to Morocco. A lot of off-road. We just did a conversion on it, on these tyres. We did a track day on these tyres as well, and then ended up on a Atlantic beach. And I'm not really an off-road guy, but it was pretty good. They were all pretty good. I mean, all of the bikes did super well, and it was amazing to see what you can do with a early noughties superbike. Really, I mean, they're pretty versatile machines.
Yeah, what you guys, I mean, over the years, you've done some pretty extreme things with your budget bikes, but I think this year's one was my favourite. Also, I was lucky enough to go to the cinema with Lou and some friends and watch it. And honestly, guys, if you get the chance next year, go and watch budget bike battles in the cinema, because it's just such an experience. Obviously, you've got these bell ends that are at each venue, which is an added bonus, but it's just great seeing it on the big screen. But you can always check it out a few months later on the YouTube. I will be doing a separate video on that bike because Chris is letting me take it out for a blast.
If it works.
If it works.
You don't want to give it back now, do you?
No. What a machine. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but all old bikes are like this.
Mate, honestly.
They're so alive.
Although the rev counter has decided to get stuck at 11,000 RPM, which is interesting.
Brilliant. Okay. Right.
It just means it goes around that way.
That's so it does continue from there. Excellent. Amazing. So keep an eye out for that possible review or ride on my channel. Are these bikes up for grabs?
They are, yeah. We're doing a giveaway, well, a competition. So for £5, again, I'll give you the link. Apex 66, who we work with on 44 Teeth.
Yep.
You can win this one, Boothie's GSXR and Al's R1.
Okay.
I think it's £4.99 a ticket. So yeah, I mean, I love this bike. I'm actually really quite annoyed or sad that it's going to go, because even riding it yesterday, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. And I built it, and I feel attached to it.
Well, it's one of one, isn't it?
It's one of one, yeah. We're just going to go for a nice poodle. Yeah, and I thought, as I'm with Mr. BMW, I would wear a BMW t-shirt.
Yeah, can you
today
just do a 360 for us? Just a little spin around.
Just a little
there you go.
BMW Motorsport.
Neil, if you're watching, hope that makes you happy. As I say, guys, if you haven't watched Chris's very own YouTube channel, Baron Von Grumble, then check that out. A massive part of why I ride today, well, you are a bigger part, and watching your content is things like the silly budget bike battle is what got me on a bike. So, I mean, sorry, not silly. Goodbye.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
So we're just going to take Joe out on a little off-road poodle on his adventure bike.
I can't see anything. This is the first time I've taken my GS off-road. Oh no, where is Chris taking me? He said that it wasn't going to be anything too severe. Oh my goodness. He is out of control. Bit of wheel spin there. I'm in enduro mode, so I'm not sure what that means. I think it disengages the traction control, or maybe definitely the ABS on the rear wheel. Oh my goodness.
Front brake's really good.
Yep.
Rear brake is absolutely appalling.
Okay.
Gearbox is Italian. It's so weird jumping on an adventure bike after that. Oh, it's just so easy. Everything's just so easy. I like this bike. I was on the launch of this, the world launch. You could rev the tits off it and really enjoy its playful nature. Oh, he's got the link pipe's nice. I think this has got the 21-inch front wheel. This bike is more adventure-y than the GS. I would have like more off-road focused. And I think Joe has the special pack. I can't remember what it's called. I'm just concerned about how Joe's getting on. He's probably never ridden anything so archaic and weird as that.
My good friend and motorbike idol, and my latest, or my only pride and joy in terms of bikes. I can't see anything through the mirrors, not because they're incorrectly set up, but because they're so small and so far in that all I can see is my arms.
Don't underestimate how important it is to get a motorcycle that is the correct size for you. It's not as adjustable. Bikes are just not as adjustable. So if you are a big lad, like Joe is, then a bike like this, even though it's the smaller one, is a good option. I mean, has he bought the right bike? He's a BMW fanboy, as we all know. So it had to be a BMW. Is he ready for the 1250? Not in a... He's actually, don't tell him I said this, but he's actually a very competent rider. So he could absolutely ride the 1250 and handle it totally, for sure. Or the 13. But the... I think there's a... If you go straight to the big dogs, you miss a window of excitement to upgrade to. So for that, I think, yes, he's done the right thing in that respect, because he now can enjoy this bike, use it, and he's got something to look forward to going up to the bigger bikes, which, that's for me. I mean, I wouldn't buy one of these just because I want the extra power and I want a 1250 basically. But he's got something to look forward to now, and evolve his riding to. I don't think it's about, these aren't cheap bikes, so it's not, the other thing I did suggest to him at the time was just buy something shit, cheap, that you can drop and stuff. But to be fair, he's a pretty good rider, so I don't think he's going to get in too much trouble. But for a middleweight bike, still nicely put together, quality components-ish. I mean, I think BMW need to step their game up with the switchgear. It's been like this since my 2014 GS. And where are we now? It's 11 years. At least make it backlit. Come on guys. But this is definitely more of an enduro type machine. So on that basis, I suppose if Joe's not doing lots of enduros, then he probably didn't need to go quite this off-road focused. Like the smaller front wheel does help massively with road feel, but obviously the larger front wheel for off-road, which we have here. But sounds nice. Sound nice. Let's have a little look at Joe, shall we? Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Seat's hard, seat's firm. This is the enduro seat. It's not for long distance, but his bottom may be more used to pounding than mine. Joe will probably, my prediction is that he'll probably look to upgrade next spring. I think he's going to keep this for a bit and then chop it in and get something else. I think it's a great bike, but it's not, I don't think it's something that he's going to end up growing to love and go, oh, I remember that first bike, I love that, oh my god, it's amazing. Whereas that old shitty Aprilia, he's going to make more memories on that today because it's this authentic, real experience. I'm not saying this isn't for everyone that's got these, or even my new 1250 or whatever. It's just a different experience when you have an old piece of shit that might break down.
And it feels much better than I thought it was going to.
If you want the full review, go and watch it on 44 Teeth. You can watch me falling off one of these. I had a 360 camera on, so you can see me rolling down the hill. Right, caffeine and machine. Let's go and get an overpriced coffee. You don't want to give it back now, do you?
No. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. It's been an absolutely awesome day. I'm heading home now, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris thinks of my F900 GS. And you need to keep an eye out for the video coming very soon where I attempt to review his 25-year-old Aprilia Adventure Superbike. It was really good. Much better than I was expecting. I'll leave you with that. Before I finish this video, I want to say a massive thanks to Chris for a brilliant day, but also for giving me a Lone Rider bag that should hopefully come in a lot of use when I eventually take this bike away. Guys, take it easy, and I'll see you at another video very soon. Cheers.